There is an old saying in show business: the stage reveals everything. Talent, confidence, insecurity, ambition, and sometimes even fear. While ballet dancers spend years perfecting every movement under the spotlight, celebrities walking a red carpet face a different kind of performance. Their costumes become their language. Their appearance becomes their story. That is what makes the New York City Ballet Spring Gala such a fascinating event every year. Held at Lincoln Center in New York City, the gala is far more than a glamorous evening. It is a celebration of artistic excellence and an important fundraiser supporting one of America's most respected cultural institutions. Yet even in a room dedicated to art, beauty, and creativity, the pressure to make an unforgettable impression remains immense. Some guests arrived looking as though they had stepped directly from a dream. Others struggled to match the elegance and theatrical spirit of the occasion. And perhaps that contrast is what makes fashion so captivating. It reflects not only what people wear, but how they see themselves in the world. Today, here at Hollywood and 268, we're taking a closer look at the most memorable fashion moments from the 2026 New York City Ballet Spring Gala. We'll explore the artistry, the symbolism, and the choices that made certain looks soar above the rest. Tell me in the comments which fashion look shocked you the most. Let's begin our journey. When Diane Kruger stepped onto the red carpet, there was an immediate feeling that something special had arrived. Look at this photograph for a moment. Notice the movement, the color, and the remarkable balance between fantasy and sophistication. In a room filled with couture creations competing for attention, Diane's Erdem ensemble managed to stand apart without ever appearing desperate for the spotlight. The look featured a soft pink and blue embellished bralette, paired with a dramatic multicolored ostrich feather skirt from Erdem's Fall 2026 collection. At first glance, it felt whimsical, but the longer you studied it, the more details emerged. The delicate embroidery across the bodice introduced sparkle and texture, while the pastel tones created an ethereal quality. Yet the true star was the feathered skirt. Every step created movement reminiscent of a ballet performance itself. The feathers seemed to float around her, creating a visual rhythm that felt perfectly aligned with the evening's theme. What makes Diane such a compelling red carpet presence is her understanding of restraint. Many celebrities believe bigger automatically means better. Diane understands that elegance often comes from knowing when to stop. Notice how understated her accessories were. The jewelry never competed with the garment. The shoes complemented rather than distracted. Every decision felt intentional. There is also something deeply nostalgic about this appearance. It recalls an era when Hollywood stars such as Audrey Hepburn could command attention through refinement rather than excess. Diane's look embraced modern creativity while maintaining timeless grace. Perhaps that is why the outfit resonated so strongly. It didn't simply showcase fashion. It told a story about artistry, movement, and confidence. In a gala celebrating ballet, that feels entirely appropriate. Without question, Diane Kruger delivered one of the most memorable looks of the evening. From dreamlike elegance, we move to unapologetic confidence. Pritika Swarup arrived wearing a breathtaking red Zuhair Murad gown styled by Jason Rembert. And from the moment she appeared, it was impossible to look away. Red is one of fashion's most powerful colors. It can symbolize passion, strength, glamour, and courage all at once. Yet it can also overwhelm the wearer if not executed carefully. Pritika managed to avoid every potential pitfall. Look closely at the structure of the gown. The strapless neckline creates a strong architectural foundation, while the ruching throughout the bodice introduces softness and dimension. These elements work together beautifully, creating a silhouette that feels dramatic without appearing forced. The flowing train behind her added another layer of sophistication. As she moved across the red carpet, the gown seemed almost cinematic. One could easily imagine it appearing in an old Hollywood epic from the golden age of filmmaking. What impressed me most, however, was the balance between glamour and confidence. Many people assume fashion is simply about wearing expensive clothing. In reality, fashion is often about presence. A beautiful dress means very little if the person wearing it appears uncomfortable. Pratika looked completely at ease. Her posture, expression, and poise transformed an already stunning gown into a truly memorable fashion moment. Her jewelry choices further strengthened the look. Rather than layering excessive accessories, she selected pieces that enhanced the gown's elegance without overwhelming it. There is something refreshing about seeing a celebrity embrace classic red carpet glamour in an era often dominated by shock value. Pratika reminded viewers that confidence and sophistication remain timeless. By the end of the evening, her appearance stood as one of the clearest examples of how traditional glamour can still feel modern, exciting, and unforgettable. As the evening continued, Jean Shafiroff brought something increasingly rare to modern red carpets. She brought joy. Wearing a stunning lilac and blue gown by Ace Aznavour, Jean appeared less like a celebrity guest and more like a character stepping directly from a fairy tale. Yet despite its whimsical qualities, the look never crossed into costume territory. Look carefully at the gown's construction. The layered fabric resembles flower petals unfolding in springtime. Each layer contributes to a sense of movement and softness that feels remarkably appropriate for a ballet celebration. Color also played an important role here. The combination of lilac and blue can be difficult to execute successfully. Too much of either shade can feel overwhelming. Yet here the balance felt harmonious. The colors complemented one another beautifully, creating an effect that was both romantic and sophisticated. Perhaps the most charming detail was the addition of white opera gloves. For older viewers, these gloves may evoke memories of classic Hollywood premieres and glamorous social events from decades past. There is something undeniably elegant about opera gloves. They communicate refinement, confidence, and a willingness to embrace old-fashioned glamour. What I admire most about Jean's appearance is its optimism. Many celebrities approach fashion with seriousness, striving to appear edgy or provocative. Jean embraced beauty, fantasy, and celebration. She seemed genuinely delighted to participate in the occasion. That sense of joy translated directly into the photographs. The result was a look that felt uplifting, memorable, and perfectly suited to an event dedicated to artistic expression. In an evening filled with strong fashion moments, Jean Shafiroff reminded us that sometimes elegance begins with simply embracing wonder. Some red carpet looks are beautiful, others become works of art. Afia Bennett's appearance belonged firmly in the second category. The model arrived wearing a spectacular black-embellished couture creation by Rahul Mishra, and immediately the conversation shifted from fashion to artistry. This was not a dress designed merely to flatter, it was designed to inspire. Take a moment to study the details. The sculptural neckline creates an almost celestial effect, while the intricate embellishments shimmer like distant stars scattered across a midnight sky. Layer upon layer of carefully crafted fabric adds depth and dimension, encouraging viewers to continue discovering new details with every glance. Fashion and ballet share a common purpose. Both seek to transform the ordinary into something extraordinary. Both rely upon movement, emotion, and imagination, and Afia's gown captured that spirit perfectly. What made the look particularly successful was the way she carried it. Highly artistic garments can easily overpower the wearer, yet Afia never disappeared beneath the design. Instead, she became part of the artwork itself. The silhouette appeared perfectly tailored to her frame, highlighting her natural elegance while allowing the craftsmanship to take center stage. If there was one small styling adjustment that might have elevated the look even further, it would have been a more structured updo. Such a hairstyle could have showcased the remarkable neckline more effectively. Still, that observation feels minor when compared to the overall impact. In a world where celebrity fashion often prioritizes trends, Afia chose creativity. She chose imagination. She chose artistry. And because of that, she delivered one of the most visually fascinating appearances of the entire evening. Closing our list of best-dressed stars is Emmy Rossum, whose appearance proved that timeless glamour never goes out of style. At first glance, her black sequined Julie de Libran gown may seem simpler than some of the evening's more dramatic creations. Yet that simplicity is precisely what makes it so effective. Look at the silhouette for a moment. Notice how the gown follows her figure with remarkable precision. It enhances rather than overwhelms. It flatters rather than distracts. That level of refinement is surprisingly difficult to achieve. The black sequins create a luxurious shimmer that catches the light beautifully without becoming excessive. Meanwhile, the floral-inspired detail near the bodice introduces visual interest and prevents the design from feeling predictable. What makes Emmy's appearance particularly compelling is its confidence. She did not rely on oversized trains, theatrical feathers, or dramatic structural elements. Instead, she trusted the power of exceptional tailoring and thoughtful styling. That approach recalls many of Hollywood's most enduring fashion icons. Some of the greatest red carpet moments in history succeeded not because they were shocking, but because they were elegant. Emmy understands this principle. Her accessories remained understated. Her beauty styling felt polished and sophisticated. Every component worked together to create a cohesive visual narrative. There is also a maturity to this look that feels refreshing. In an industry often obsessed with chasing trends, Emmy chose timelessness, and timelessness has a remarkable advantage. Years from now, viewers may look back at photographs from this gala and find certain trends dated. Yet Emmy Rossum's appearance will likely remain just as beautiful as it appears today. That is the true mark of enduring style. Fashion is often most successful when it creates harmony between the garment and the person wearing it. Unfortunately, Hari Neff's appearance struggled to find that balance. At first glance, the cream-colored taffeta gown appeared promising. Taffeta has long been associated with formal elegance. Throughout Hollywood history, it has been used to create some of the most memorable gowns ever worn on red carpets and at society galas. Yet fabric alone cannot carry a look. Look carefully at the silhouette. The gown expands dramatically from the upper body, creating a shape that feels disconnected from Hari's natural proportions. Rather than creating graceful movement, the design seems to overwhelm her frame. One of the challenges of dressing for a ballet gala is understanding the atmosphere. Ballet celebrates fluidity, precision, and beauty in motion. Successful fashion choices often echo those same qualities. This gown, however, felt unusually rigid. The pale cream color also presented difficulties. Instead of bringing warmth and radiance to Hari's appearance, it appeared to wash out some of her natural features under the bright lights of the red carpet. What makes this choice disappointing is not a lack of ambition. In fact, ambition is clearly present. The designer attempted to create something dramatic and unconventional. But fashion is much like ballet itself. Every movement must serve a purpose. Every line must contribute to the overall composition. Here, the individual elements never quite came together. The result was a look that felt disconnected from both the event and the person wearing it, making it one of the evening's less successful fashion moments. Next, we come to Bianca Lawson, whose appearance may be the most frustrating entry on this list. Why frustrating? Because the ingredients for a beautiful look were all there. The soft pink organza fabric chosen for her gown possessed undeniable elegance. The color was romantic, feminine, and perfectly appropriate for a spring celebration. Under different circumstances, this could have been one of the evening's standout looks. Yet fashion often succeeds or fails because of structure. Take a closer look at the dress. Notice how the fabric appears loosely arranged around the body rather than carefully sculpted. Instead of creating a defined silhouette, certain areas seem unfinished, as though the garment is still in the final stages of development. That impression is unfortunate because luxury fashion depends heavily upon precision. When viewers attend a ballet gala through photographs and videos, they expect to see craftsmanship. They expect garments that feel intentional and refined. Bianca herself looked beautiful. Her confidence and presence never disappeared. Yet even the most graceful celebrity can only do so much when a design lacks clarity. There is an important lesson here about fashion psychology. Sometimes audiences do not consciously identify what feels wrong about a look. They simply sense that something is missing. In Bianca's case, that missing ingredient was structure. Had the tailoring been stronger and the construction more defined, this gown could easily have moved from our disappointing list to our best-dressed rankings. That small difference demonstrates how narrow the gap between success and disappointment can be on a major red carpet. The best looks of the evening weren't just about fashion. They also reflected a story Hollywood has been telling for decades: the battle against time. On screen, stars are celebrated for their beauty, charisma, and seemingly timeless appeal. But behind the cameras and flashing lights lies a fear many celebrities quietly share: the fear of growing older in the public eye. And for some, that fear led to choices that changed their appearance forever. Justin Jedlicka is known worldwide as one of the most recognizable figures in the world of cosmetic enhancement, often referred to by the media as the human Ken doll. Over the years, he has become famous for his extraordinary dedication to physical transformation, reportedly undergoing hundreds of cosmetic procedures to create what he views as his ideal appearance. Through facial surgeries, custom-designed implants, and numerous body modifications, Justin has intentionally reshaped nearly every aspect of his look according to a highly specific personal vision. What sets Justin apart from many others who pursue cosmetic surgery is the philosophy behind his decisions. Rather than viewing these procedures as a way to fix flaws or overcome insecurity, he has frequently described his body as a living work of art. Justin has spoken openly about seeing the human form much like a sculptor sees marble, something that can be carefully designed, refined, and transformed. His chest, shoulders, arms, jawline, and other features have often been customized to achieve proportions that standard cosmetic procedures cannot provide. His dramatic transformation has generated widespread public discussion for years. Critics argue that such extensive modifications raise important questions about body image, self-perception, and the influence of modern beauty standards. Some medical professionals have also warned about the potential health risks associated with repeated surgeries and long-term cosmetic interventions. At the same time, many supporters admire Justin for his honesty, confidence, and willingness to live according to his own vision. Whether viewed as a pioneer of self-expression or a controversial example of extreme body modification, his story continues to spark conversations about beauty, individuality, and the limits of personal transformation in modern society. Carol Bryan never imagined that a routine cosmetic treatment would permanently change the course of her life. In 2009, she was a confident woman simply hoping to refresh her appearance. Like many people seeking a more youthful look, she believed dermal fillers were a safe and widely accepted cosmetic option. What followed, however, became a devastating medical nightmare. Shortly after receiving the injections, Carol began experiencing severe and unusual swelling in her face. The material that had been injected was later reported to have been improperly administered and may have involved substances not intended for standard cosmetic use. Over time, the filler migrated through facial tissues and hardened beneath the skin, creating painful deformities and serious complications. As pressure built within the affected areas, the damage became increasingly severe. One of the most tragic consequences was injury affecting her vision, ultimately leaving her blind in one eye. The physical changes were accompanied by deep emotional trauma. Embarrassed by her appearance and struggling with the aftermath of the procedure, Carol largely withdrew from public life for years. Yet her story did not end there. Determined to help her mother reclaim her life, Carol's daughter searched tirelessly for medical specialists who might be able to help. That search eventually led them to UCLA Medical Center, where a team of surgeons agreed to take on the extraordinarily complex challenge of reconstructing her face. Through multiple procedures and years of recovery, Carol gradually regained both confidence and hope. Her experience became a powerful reminder that even procedures often considered routine can carry significant risks when performed improperly. Today, her story continues to resonate with many people, highlighting the importance of qualified medical care, informed decisions, and the remarkable resilience of the human spirit. Jessica Alves has become one of the most talked about figures in the world of cosmetic surgery. For years, she was known around the world as the Human Ken doll, a nickname that reflected her extraordinary commitment to reshaping her appearance through surgical procedures. Later, Jessica publicly came out as transgender and embraced her identity as a woman, marking a major turning point in both her personal life and public image. Her story has attracted admiration, curiosity, and intense scrutiny in equal measure. Far more than a simple makeover, Jessica's transformation represents a deeply personal pursuit of physical perfection that has influenced nearly every aspect of her life. Over the years, she has undergone well over 100 cosmetic procedures, including multiple rhinoplasties, jaw reconstruction surgeries, cheek and chin enhancements, lip fillers, and extensive body contouring treatments. The result has been a dramatic transformation that bears little resemblance to her earlier appearance. In the beginning, public reaction was often sympathetic. Many people viewed Jessica as someone brave enough to pursue the life and appearance she truly wanted, despite constant criticism and media attention. However, as the number of procedures continued to grow, concern began to replace fascination. Reports of medical complications and difficult recoveries raised questions about the physical and emotional costs of such an extreme transformation. What was once seen by some as a remarkable reinvention gradually became a subject of debate about beauty standards, personal identity, and the risks associated with repeated cosmetic surgery. Today, Jessica Alves remains one of the most recognizable. Martina Big is often regarded as one of the most controversial figures in the world of extreme body modification. Born in Germany, she once lived a relatively ordinary life, working as a flight attendant before eventually pursuing a career in modeling. Over time, she began dramatically altering her appearance, a decision that would bring her international attention and place her at the center of ongoing public debate. Her transformation first attracted widespread notice through a series of cosmetic procedures, particularly her extremely large breast augmentations using customized saline implants. As her appearance became more unconventional, media interest continued to grow. Yet those surgeries were only part of a much larger transformation. Around 2017, Martina drew global headlines after using melanotan, a synthetic tanning peptide, to significantly darken her skin tone. She later made public statements saying that she identified as a black woman. Those comments quickly sparked intense criticism from many observers, activists, and commentators. Critics argued that racial identity involves far more than physical appearance and cultural expression, and some accused her of cultural appropriation. Supporters, however, defended her right to make personal choices about her appearance, while others viewed the situation as a complex discussion about identity, self-expression, and the limits of body modification. The controversy expanded beyond entertainment news and became part of broader conversations about race, culture, and personal freedom. As media coverage intensified, Martina remained unapologetic about her decisions and continued to share her transformation publicly. Whether viewed as an example of radical self-expression or a deeply controversial public figure, she remains one of the most debated personalities in modern body modification culture. Her story continues to provoke strong reactions and raises difficult questions about identity, appearance, and how society defines both. Raji Narinesing's story is one of resilience, survival, and determination in the face of extraordinary hardship. After years of struggling with her identity, she made the courageous decision to live openly as her authentic self. Like many transgender women seeking to align their appearance with their gender identity, Raji hoped cosmetic procedures would help her feel more comfortable and confident in her own skin. However, the high cost of legitimate medical treatments placed those options beyond her reach. Searching for a more affordable alternative, she turned to an unlicensed practitioner who promised dramatic results. That decision would have life-altering consequences. Raji was injected with a mixture of dangerous substances that reportedly included silicone and other industrial materials never intended for medical use. The effects were devastating. Large, hardened masses formed beneath her skin, severely disfiguring her face and leaving her physically and emotionally traumatized. As her appearance changed, she struggled with embarrassment, isolation, and the fear of being judged by others. What began as a search for confidence instead became a painful battle to reclaim her life. For years, Raji lived with the consequences of those injections before finding renewed hope through public attention. Her turning point came when she appeared on the television series Botched. There, experienced surgeons evaluated her condition and began the difficult process of removing some of the harmful material and repairing the damage that had accumulated over time. Although complete restoration was impossible, the procedures significantly improved her appearance and quality of life. More importantly, they helped her regain confidence and a sense of dignity. Today, Raji's story serves as a powerful warning about the dangers of unlicensed cosmetic procedures, while also standing as an inspiring example of perseverance, courage, and the strength required to overcome overwhelming adversity. Sahar Tabar, a young woman from Iran, became an international internet sensation after a series of startling photographs spread rapidly across social media. Her unusual appearance drew worldwide attention, with many online users comparing her to a zombie version of Angelina Jolie. Featuring hollow-looking cheeks, exaggerated lips, and sharply defined facial features, the images quickly fueled speculation that she had undergone extreme cosmetic surgery. As the photos continued to circulate, Sahar became one of the most discussed figures in online beauty culture. Many people viewed her as an example of how far cosmetic enhancement could be taken. However, the reality behind her appearance proved to be far more complex than the headlines suggested. While Sahar acknowledged undergoing some cosmetic procedures, reports later revealed that much of her dramatic online look was created through heavy makeup, facial prosthetics, strategic camera angles, and extensive digital editing. The shocking images that captured global attention were often carefully staged artistic creations rather than an accurate representation of her everyday appearance. The story took a more serious turn in 2019 when Iranian authorities arrested her on charges that reportedly included allegations related to blasphemy and the publication of content considered inappropriate under local laws. Her arrest attracted international media coverage and sparked broader discussions about freedom of expression, social media culture, and the consequences of online fame. As more information emerged, public perception began to shift. What many had initially assumed was an extreme plastic surgery case increasingly appeared to be a combination of internet performance art, image manipulation, and media sensationalism. Today, Sahar Tabar remains a fascinating example of how social media can blur the line between reality and illusion, turning a little-known individual into a global headline almost overnight. Pixie Fox is a figure who seems to exist somewhere between fantasy and reality. Originally from Sweden, she became internationally known for her extraordinary mission to transform herself into what she described as a living cartoon character. Inspired by animated heroines, comic book aesthetics, and exaggerated fictional proportions, Pixie set out to reshape her appearance in ways few people would ever consider. Her transformation involved a long series of cosmetic procedures, including lip enhancements, facial surgeries, breast augmentation, and other body modification treatments designed to create a highly stylized look. Over time, her appearance became increasingly distinctive, drawing widespread attention from both supporters and critics. Perhaps the most controversial aspect of her journey was her claim that she underwent rib removal surgery in pursuit of an exceptionally small waist. According to Pixie, achieving an hourglass figure that resembled animated characters was one of her primary goals. Whether viewed as an artistic expression or an extreme physical transformation, the result challenged conventional ideas about human proportions and beauty standards. As photos of her transformation spread across television programs, magazines, and social media, public reactions were sharply divided. Some admired her determination to create the image she envisioned for herself, while others questioned the physical risks involved in pursuing such dramatic changes. Her story sparked broader discussions about body image, cosmetic surgery, and the growing influence of fantasy-inspired beauty ideals. Despite the controversy, Pixie remained committed to her vision and continued to share her journey publicly. Today, she stands as one of the most recognizable figures in the world of extreme cosmetic transformation. Her story highlights the remarkable lengths some individuals are willing to go in pursuit of a personal ideal, while also raising questions about the boundaries between self-expression, beauty, and physical reality. Kylie Jenner's transformation has become one of the most widely...
Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.